Hola Spain lovers, hola food lovers, Stuart here with another food review video. I'm outside my local shopping centre here. I'm going into the supermarket that we can see there, Mercadona, which is Spain's biggest and most famous supermarket chain, I think, and they also do takeaway food, and that's what I'm going to be trying today. So without further ado, let's go inside and buy the food. Vamos! Mission accomplished. Now let's go and find a nice place to sit down and try the food. Let's go. Now I'm back home with the food. I've gone for 3 things today. I was going to record the video at the local park, but of course the council workers had decided it was their day to cut the lawn there. So a little bit noisy and logistically a little bit difficult as well. So the backyard is the place for the video today. Now, the classic Spanish omelette is the first thing that I'm going to try, and a big shout out to patron Fred for recommending the Mercadona omelette. So I'll put that down there, try that first. Then I've gone for a classic Spanish dish, which is the lentils, and then I'm going to top it off with a nice salmon and vegetable dish here. Now, I've got to heat everything up, and then I'm going to plate it, and then I'll get stuck into the food. So let's go. Now, I'm washing everything down today with a nice glass of red wine from the north of the country, an area called the Bierzo, B-I-E-R-Z-O, and very tasty wines from that part of the country. Let's try it. Nice. It's going to go down a treat with the food today. So let's get stuck into the Spanish omelette with onions, as I said. Now the debate is always, do you have your Spanish omelette with onions or without onions? I prefer it with onions. Lots of people don't like onions, so you can normally buy both types, with and without. Fred, the patron, as I just mentioned, said you've got to try the one with onions, and that's what I've gone for today. And because I prefer it with onions, it was a no-brainer. So let's dig in. Let's look at the consistency of the omelette. Not very runny. A lot of people like a more runny or a runnier omelette here in Spain. I do too. This one looks a little bit dry. Let's try it. So from a taste point of view, I'm going to say that this is a pretty good Spanish omelette. Let's try some more. And I'm going to be honest, this is as good a quality as you'll find in a lot of bars in this country that serve exactly the same thing, but of course a lot cheaper from the supermarket. I'm going to try some more. Would I have preferred this a little bit runnier? The answer is yes, but I don't think supermarkets are willing to take the risk with runny omelettes. Don't think so. But taste-wise, it's spot on. Now, one thing I always like to do with my Spanish omelettes is make a little mini sandwich or a little mini roll, stick it between a couple of pieces of bread. Let's see how this one goes down. And again, I'll say it, for a supermarket quality Spanish omelette, this one is pretty good. A lot better than the other ones that I've tried. A lot of the packaged Spanish omelettes are not up to scratch, but this one is decent. In fact, I'm going to finish it off. Absolutely no complaints as far as this Spanish omelette is concerned. And I would definitely buy that again. Now, time for dish number 2, the lentils. All I have to do is plate them, heat them up, and bring them back. Stay tuned. So dish number 2 now on the table, stewed lentils, a Spanish classic. And I'm going to say it doesn't look too bad. I'll try it in just a moment and see if it tastes as good as it looks. The Mercadona version of stewed lentils. I've tried this in different restaurants around the country. It's always good, never lets me down. And I reckon that this one is also going to be up to scratch. Let's dig in and see. Nothing wrong with that at all. What have we got inside this dish? We've got carrot, which has been finely cut. We've got chorizo as well. We've got potatoes, boiled potatoes that have been stewing away with these lentils. And that's about it, I think. Tomato, obviously, is the base. Maybe some onion in there as well. But the taste of these lentils, as I said, I can't knock it. Now, if you're not familiar with the supermarket brand Mercadona, if you're living here in Spain, obviously you are familiar, but it's the biggest supermarket chain in this country, as I said before. It's one of these supermarkets that doesn't have a lot of variety as far as brands are concerned, normally only 2 or 3 brands. They've got a home brand and then maybe one other brand as well. So not a lot of choice going on in Mercadona. And this type of food that they have introduced in recent times, I'm going to say the last couple of years, at least in this area here, and I reckon it's quite successful because the food's not bad. Mercadonas all over Spain, you can find them in every city around the country and even Portugal as well. But I don't know whether they serve this type of food in Portugal. I would say not, considering that Portuguese cuisine's a little bit different and maybe they wouldn't go for this typical Spanish cuisine. And this is a hearty dish that goes down an absolute treat on a cold winter's day. Unfortunately, it's not a cold winter's day to be eating this meal. It's about 22 degrees Celsius, but I'm enjoying it anyway. And it's a fairly big serving as well, so no complaints about the size. The potatoes are well cooked, not too hard, not too soft, perfect. It's nicely seasoned, it's not too salty, not too bland. And again, I'd be happy to eat this another day. Time to move on to dish number 3, the salmon and vegetables. Let's go. So dish number 3 on the table now. I think this is grilled salmon. I don't think it's cooked any other way, maybe poached, but I reckon it's grilled, I would say that. We've got some type of sauce here as well, not sure exactly what the sauce is, and different types of vegetables and also some rice. As far as the vegetables are concerned, we've got courgette or zucchini as we call it in Australia. We've got red pepper going on in here as well, maybe some eggplant. We've also got sweet potato by the look of it, normal potato, and anything else in here as well? Nothing that I can see, and also with this rice as well. I'm going to say it looks appetizing. I'm going to dig in and see if it is in just a moment. Let's cut into this salmon, see if it's well cooked. Let's see if it's overcooked or just perfect. Let's have a look. I'll let you guys judge for yourself. Take a look at that there. I think it looks fairly good. Let's see what it tastes like. Again, nothing wrong with it. In fact, I've had worse food in restaurants than this, and this is supermarket quality. There's a type of mustard dressing going on the salmon as well, which is also quite tasty. No complaints there. And the salmon's perfectly seasoned, which is also something in its favor. Maybe a little bit overcooked. That would be the only complaint that I can come up with. But apart from that, let's try the quality of the vegetables, which seem to have been sautéed. Again, well seasoned and no complaints. Sweet potato. Now I imagine that the salmon is frozen salmon. I can't see this place dealing with fresh fish, even though they do have a fresh fish market there. Try and get those words out, fresh fish market, but most likely frozen, but I'm not complaining. And it's the same quality, as I said before, that you would get in a restaurant for the meal of the day if they were serving you salmon. I can't see any differences. And all in all, it's a fairly healthy meal. Fish, vegetables and rice. Can't get much healthier than that, can we? Now I'm just going to finish off this fish, then I'll give my final thoughts on the meal today, the prices that I paid and my scores, so stay tuned for that. We'll get the prices out of the way first. The total price that I paid today was €11.90. As you can see there, the breakdown was for the omelette, the Spanish omelette, that piece of Spanish omelette with onions, of course, €2. No complaints. The lentils, €4. The plastic bag that it came in, 15 cents. And the last thing that I ate today, the salmon with vegetables, €5.75. Total price, €11.90, as I said before. Now, you guys saw how much food there was. There was enough food there for 2 people. So I split that in half, €6 each, roughly, and you've got yourself a nice, decent meal, in my opinion. The first thing that I ate today, the Spanish omelette with onions, no complaints. That was also as good as any bar that I have tried in recent times. A similar product, no faults with it. You could taste the onion, it was well seasoned, it was fresh, no complaints. Would I have liked a little bit runnier, as I said? Yes, but obviously you're not going to get that in a supermarket quality Spanish omelette. So no complaints. I'm going to give it a solid 4.2 out of 5 because I enjoyed it, and as I said, I reckon it's as good as any Spanish omelette that I have tried in local bars in recent times. So 4.2 out of 5. The lentils, solid 4 out of 5. It was tasty, it was well seasoned, there were lots of vegetables in there as well. Was it as good as the plate of lentils that I had about a month and a half ago in a small village here in Spain? No, but for supermarket quality, it was pretty good. As I said, 4 out of 5. And the final thing that I ate today, the grilled salmon with that mustard dressing on top, the sauce that it came with, the sauteed vegetables, and the rice. It was a decent meal also for the price. No complaints. I'm going to give it a solid 4 out of 5 as well. The vegetables were fresh. The fish was a little overcooked for my liking, but of course beggars can't be choosers, and the mustard dressing on top was a nice touch. So in general, I'm completely satisfied with the meal that I ate today, and for the price, again, no complaints. The only thing that I didn't like about the food on offer today in the supermarket Mercadona was that there were no green options. There were no pea options. There were no bean options. There were no spinach options. So for vegetarians, not very positive, and not as good as the food on offer at the other supermarket that I ate at a couple of weeks ago, Carrefour. So that's going to take a couple of points off the final score. So talking about the final score, I'm going to give it a solid 4 out of 5 for the experience today. The price can't go wrong, the quality of the food was decent, and I am satisfied after eating the food today, which, let's be honest, is the most important thing. Right? Questions and comments, please leave them in the section below. If you have tried the takeaway food from Mercadona, I'd love to hear your opinion on it. Let me know in the comment section below. And if you haven't tried this food before, would you eat what I ate today? Also, let me know in the comment section below. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you didn't. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and also turn on notifications so that you never miss a video when I post it. And if you're in Spain looking for cheap eats, I recommend Mercadona. So hasta luego from Madrid.